Hello students, today we are going to study the chapter My Childhood from our book Beehive. Abdul Kalam's biography is titled Wings of Fire, and the chapter My Childhood talks about the childhood of APJ Abdul Kalam. He was the president of India and a great scientist too. APJ talks about his upbringing, his parents and siblings. He tells us about his friends and all those things that influenced his childhood. APJ Abdul Kalam was born into a middle class Tamil family, and his place of birth, Rameswaram, is an island town in the state of Tamil Nadu in the Bay of Bengal. Today we know this state as Tamil Nadu, but when he was born at that time the state was known as Madras state. APJ Abdul Kalam's father's name was Jainul. APJ says that his father was not very rich. He did not have wealth. He was not highly educated, but despite these disadvantages, he had some other qualities. He was naturally very wise and was generous too. APJ's mother's name was Asima. She used to help his father. She was a great support and help to him. APJ's mother was also generous and kind hearted. Every day she used to feed a lot of people. She fed a great number of people from outside than the total number of the members in their family. इसमें बताया गया है कि एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम का जन्म जो हुआ था तमिल के एक छोटे से मिडिल क्लास फैमिली में हुआ था. इनके पापा जो थे वो जैनुलैब्दीन और मम्मी अहिंसा, और दोनों ही लोग काफ़ी काइंड एंड जनरस पर्सन थे. Abdul Kalam had many siblings, and he describes himself that he had short height and common looks. He did not have any exceptional looks. On the contrary, his parents were very tall and handsome. They were good looking. APJ did not inherit their physical qualities. APJ Abdul Kalam's ancestral house was very old. It was built in the 19th century. It was a Pakka house which was made of bricks and limestone. It is located on the Mosque Street in Rameswaram. APJ's father was very simple, but he was strict also. He wanted to live his life in a simple way, and he used to teach his children not to waste money on unnecessary things. APJ says that his father used to avoid any kind of inessential comforts and luxuries. He provided them all the necessary things like food, clothes, and medicines. APJ says that his parents fulfilled all his needs, whether it was any tangible thing or their love and affection. This shows that he has the quality of gratitude. APJ is thankful to his parents for whatever they have done for him. APJ was 8 years old when the Second World War broke in the year 1939. So we can calculate that he was born in the year 1931. The demand for tamarind seeds increased in the market. APJ used to collect and sell the tamarind seeds to a provisional shop located on Mosque Street. He would earn a mere sum of 1 anna, which equals 6 paise. When he addresses it as a princely sum, something very great and valuable, he is being ironical as the amount was very meager at that time. This 1 anna meant a lot of money to him. APJ Abdul Kalam's brother-in-law Jalaluddin used to tell him the stories of the ongoing World War. Later, APJ used to read the newspaper Dinamani and used to look for the news of the same stories. ना इसमें उनका जो जन्म हुआ वो 1939 में हुआ, सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर के समय। सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर 1939 में हुआ और वो उस समय 8 साल के थे। सो यहाँ से पता चलता है कि वो 1931 में पैदा हुए थे। ना उस समय पे मार्केट में टैमरिंड सीड्स, इमली के सीड्स की डिमांड थी। सो वो कलेक्ट करके बेचते थे और उनसे उनको कुछ आना मिलता था। पहले आना चलता था 16 आने के 1 रुपये के बराबर ऐसा कुछ होता था। सो दैट अमाउंट यूज टू कलेक्ट, वो उनको बेचने से मिलते थे। 6 आना कुछ है। और उनके जो ब्रदर इन लॉ थे जलालुद्दीन, वो उनको वर्ल्ड वॉर की स्टोरी सुनाया करते थे। एंड आफ्टर दैट एपीजे न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते थे दिनामणि, और वो उन स्टोरीज़ को जो वो सुनते थे वो उनको खोजने की कोशिश करते थे। रामेश्वरम was a small island town far away from land, so it was not affected by the World War in the beginning. But after some time, India had to join the war and combined with the Allied forces. Then a state of emergency was declared in the country. During emergency, the president rule is implemented in the country. It is like a curfew in the country. A lot of privileges which are given to the people are withdrawn. Now, सेकेंड वर्ल्ड वॉर में इंडिया उसमें ज्वाइन नहीं किया हुआ था, बट लेटर ऑन वो भी उसको ज्वाइन कर लेता है। एंड एट दैट टाइम पूरे इंडिया में प्रेसिडेंट रूल लग जाता है, जिसमें इनको कर्फ्यू जैसे हालात होते हैं एंड कुछ इनके जो कॉमन मैन के राइट्स होते हैं वो विड्रॉ कर लिए जाते हैं। The first impact of World War II on the people of Rameswaram was the cancellation of the train stoppage at the Rameswaram station. Earlier, the train which came from India used to stop at Rameswaram station and then went further to Dhanuskodi. Now, जो पहला इम्पैक्ट पड़ा वो ट्रेन पे पड़ा। जो ट्रेन रामेश्वरम में पहले रुकती थी अब वो नहीं रुकती है। और But now the halt was cancelled and the train went from India to Dhanuskodi without stopping at Rameswaram. अब सीधा ट्रेन धनुषकोडी में रुकती है, रामेश्वरम में नहीं रुकती है। With this, the newspaper bundle which used to come from Rameswaram was thrown out of the moving train as it reached Rameswaram road. तो अब रामेश्वरम में वो न्यूज़पेपर उतारने के लिए रुक नहीं रही थी। सो इन द वे रास्ते में ही वो क्या करते थे, न्यूज़पेपर को ट्रेन से फेंक देते थे। APJ Abdul Kalam's cousin Samusuddin used to distribute the newspaper in Rameswaram. As the train stoppage was cancelled and the newspaper bundle was thrown out of the moving train, he needed someone to help him catch it. APJ helped Samusuddin by catching the bundle and distributing the newspaper. In return, Samusuddin paid him a salary which was APJ's first earning. सो उनका जो भाई सामुसुद्दीन था वो न्यूज़पेपर डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करता था। नाउ ट्रेन से बंडल्स न्यूज़पेपर के फेंके जाएंगे। सो उसको कलेक्ट करने के लिए उसको किसी की हेल्प की ज़रूरत थी एंड एपीजे हेल्प्ड हिम। अब वो उसकी हेल्प करते हैं और वो उनको बदले में सैलरी भी देता है। नाउ दिस इंसिडेंट हैपेंड 50 years ago. Even now, when he wrote the book, he could feel satisfied and proud of himself. APJ says that whenever someone earns his own money with his hard work, he feels it the same way as he did. Now कहते हैं कि जब आप अपनी मेहनत से आप पैसे कमाते हो तो बड़ा अच्छा फील होता है। For a child, the figure of authority is his parents, and the next figure of authority can be his teacher, a person who has authority over the child. APJ is saying that whenever a child is born, he has some qualities which he acquires from the elders in his family. These depends upon the social status of the family and the environment at home. From his father, he inherited honesty and self discipline, and from his mother, he inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness. नाउ हर बच्चा अपने पेरेंट्स से कुछ इनहेरिट करता है, उसको मिलता है। तो एपीजे को अपने पापा से ऑनेस्टी और सेल्फ डिसिप्लिन मिला है, और मम्मी से अच्छाई और दया, ये दो चीज़ें उन्हें अपने मम्मी से मिली हैं। His siblings also inherited these qualities from their parents. APJ had three best friends during his childhood. Their names are Ramandha Sastri, Arvindan, and Shiv Prakashan, all of them belonging to very strict Hindu Brahmin families and were ardent followers of their religion. As APJ was from a Muslim family, he says that during his childhood, all the children were so close to each other that they never felt they belonged to different religion. Religion was not a barrier in their friendship. There is a very famous temple in Rameswaram, the Rameswaram temple. APJ's best friend Ramandha Sastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri, the priest of this temple. When these three friends grew up, Ramandha Sastri took the priesthood of the Rameswaram temple. Arvindan started a business of transporting the pilgrims to and from the Rameswaram temple, and Shiv Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railway. He was in charge of the catering for the railway. So उनके तीन दोस्त, और वो बड़े होके क्या बनते हैं ये भी उन्होंने बताया है कि जो रमंधा शास्त्री पक्षी लक्ष्मण शास्त्री जो कि रामेश्वरम टेम्पल के प्रिस्ट थे, उनका बेटा था, और बड़ा होके वो उसका रामेश्वरम टेम्पल का प्रिस्ट बनता है। अरविंदम वो ट्रांसपोर्टिंग का बिजनेस करता है, पिलग्रिम्स को रामेश्वरम टेम्पल ले जाना और ले आना उसका काम है। एंड शिव प्रकाशन एक कैटरिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्टर बनता है सदर्न रेलवे में। Whenever the Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony used to take place, APJ's family also took part in it. They used to arrange the boats for it. They used to make a special platform on the boats on which the statue of Ram and Sita were placed and transported from the temple to the marriage site, which was in the middle of a pond named Rama Tirtha. This pond was near APJ's house. When he was growing up, he never thought that there was any difference between Hindus and Muslims, as they participated in the Hindu festival wholeheartedly. APJ says that they listened to stories from Ramayana and the life of the prophet from their mother and grandmother as bedtime stories. So they listened to stories of both Hindu gods and Muslim gods. There was no differentiation on ground of religion. As APJ Abdul Kalam belonged to a Muslim family, he used to wear a cap on his head which identified him as a Muslim. His friend Ramanda Sastri, who was the son of the priest of the Rameswaram temple, belonged to a Hindu Brahmin family and used to wear the sacred thread owned by Brahmins. When these children were in class 5, a new teacher came to their class. APJ Abdul Kalam recalls an incident which happened then. This new teacher could not tolerate that a Hindu priest's son was sitting next to a Muslim boy. He told APJ to go and sit on the last bench as he belonged to a lower rank of the society. Both the children felt very bad. When APJ changed his seat and went back and sat on the last bench, Ramandha felt very bad. APJ still remembers the image of his friend Ramandha crying. It left a lifelong impression on Kalam of his friend's feeling for him. Both children went home and told their parents about this incident, and Ramandha's father, Lakshmana Sastri, called the new teacher and scolded him. He told him not to kill the children's friendship by putting the venomous discrimination of caste and religion into their innocent minds. Lakshmana Sastri was very clear in himself. He told the teacher, either you ask sorry for the wrong you have done or else leave the school and Rameswaram town also. The teacher asked sorry for the mistake he had done, and due to Lakshmana Sastri's determination, his thoughts about religion and caste changed. The division of society into four groups, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaisyas, Sudras, was strictly followed in Rameswaram. Abdul Kalam's science teacher Siva Subramania Iyer was a religious person, an orthodox Brahmin, but was a rebellious type of person. Now एपीजे बताते हैं कि सीवा सुब्रमण्यम अय्यर उनके साइंस के टीचर थे और वो एक ऑर्थोडॉक्स ब्राह्मण थे, लेकिन वो कास्ट को लेके काफ़ी रिबेलियस थे. उनको कुछ चीज़ें जो पसंद नहीं आती थी उसके खिलाफ वो आवाज़ उठाते थे. He did not believe in distinction on the basis of the caste system. He worked very hard to break these social barriers. He wanted that people of different castes should interact with each other. He encouraged APJ Abdul Kalam to work hard so that he could be at the same level as the highly educated people who lived in big cities. उन्होंने शिवा सुब्रमण्यम अय्यर ने, जो उनके साइंस के टीचर थे, काफ़ी इंस्पायर किया उनको कि वो काफ़ी मेहनत करें और जैसे कि बड़े शहरों में लोग पढ़े लिखे होते हैं उस तरह का स्टेटस हासिल करें. Shiva Subramaniam Iyer's wife belonged to a traditional and orthodox Brahmin family. She followed the religion very strictly, and to keep the kitchen pure, no one from an inferior religion was allowed to enter the kitchen. When Shiva Subramaniam Iyer called APJ Abdul Kalam for dinner at his home, his wife feared that a boy from a Muslim family would make her kitchen impure. She refused to serve food in her kitchen. Shiva Subramaniam Iyer was neither upset nor angry. He himself served food to APJ and sat down beside him to eat. His wife stood beside the kitchen door and looked at APJ while he was having food. APJ says that he doesn't think that she felt there was any difference in the way he was having his food or the way he was drinking water or in the way he cleaned the floor after the meal. He wants to highlight that religion does not matter as it does not alter the way in which a person eats food. When APJ was about to leave Shiva Subramaniam Iyer's house, he invited him for dinner once again. When Shiva Subramaniam Iyer saw that APJ Abdul Kalam was hesitating in accepting the proposal, he sees that and asked him not to be upset. He added that if he had decided to change the system, to go against the norms of the society, he had to be strong and brave and confront the situation. When he visited Shiva Subramaniam Iyer's home for dinner the next week, his wife made him sit in the kitchen and served him food with her own hands. This is the change that happened. When the Second World War got over in the year 1945, India was about to get freedom, which happened in the year 1947. M.K. Gandhi, known as the father of the nation, was a crucial part of India's freedom struggle. He said that Indians would build their own India. The entire country was filled with hope and happiness. Everyone was experiencing such a feeling which they had never felt before. Everyone was hoping that now they would get their freedom. APJ asked his father to allow him to go to Ramanthapuram, which was the district headquarters for higher studies. In repel, in reply, his father told him that he knew that APJ needed to go away so that he could move ahead in life. He gave the example of a seagull which flies away in the sky all alone and does not have a nest. It means it does not have a home of its own as it keeps on flying from one place to another. When APJ's mother came to know that he was about to leave home and wanted to go to Ramanathapuram for higher studies, she got upset. APJ's father tried to calm her down and told her a few lines from a famous poem titled Your Children, written by Khalil Gibran. He said that your children are not your children, they are the children of life. Don't think that you can rule your children, they are a result of life's desire for itself. They have their own thoughts. He asked her to give them freedom to fulfill their thoughts. So, here we come to the end of this chapter. Thank you.